Where are they from, the other team? You know?
Idaho, I believe.
Or you could say Idaho Warriors.
Yeah.
Oops. All I could do is kick it, right?
Yeah. All right.
Brooklyn, do you have Ray's number? Yeah. Can you text him and ask him to test for me?
Good evening, everyone. We're just getting started on our game for this evening. I just want to text him. Can you get it to text?
Would you keep this afterwards? You edit the people?
I don't edit or anything. It's on Marissa's like YouTube, so she has it. All right. I'm not sure if everyone can hear me yet. We're just getting started. We're playing the Rocky Mountain Warriors this evening. I believe they're from an Idaho-based team. What I do know about them is that they beat the team that beat us 8-1 yesterday. So we're definitely coming in as the underdogs on this particular game. We have our full, well, not a full lineup, but we have our full lineup who came with us here to Utah. So hopefully they're rested. We haven't played a game all day today. There was a team event, and some kids did some other different things. So hopefully they're coming out rested and hydrated. Yeah. That's it. Well, oh. What number? Is it 860? Yeah. Yeah, that's his right. That's the one. That's the one I should have texted. Is it? No. Just say, can I test? Or can you test for me? All right, we're still trying to confirm if you guys can hear me. Hopefully, looks like we don't have a dad in the box, so hopefully we have a pretty smooth game. We're pretty positive we're going to be playing in the consolation game tomorrow. All right. I got a thumbs up that someone can hear me, so I'll take that as that I'm cool. If you want to, I don't know if they need someone or not. I don't know how. No, I think it's too late. Too late. Oh darn. Oh darn. Yeah. All right. So we have confirmation that everyone can hear me. Okay. So good evening. I was saying that we don't have a dad in the box or a mom in the box today. So hopefully we stay light on the penalties because we can't afford any penalties. But oh, and I was also saying that our game time tomorrow is going to be at 12:55 Pacific time, and we will be in the consolation game. We assume that we're going to be playing the City Rattlers again, so we'll find out once the day is done and everyone has played their 3 games where the standings are. All right, it looks like Sully Anderson looks like he's taking the face off today. He's maybe all right. We're switching things a little bit around. Anderson playing forward instead of defense right now. And Aiden Wood out, as well as Tyler Spencer, Tate Lavelle, and Ethan Smith. Ethan Smith is going to go around the corner. Idaho sends it around the boards. Sends it out. Spencer's going to chase it down. He gets there. He's going to send it around the boards to Lavelle. All right. Lavelle's going to bring it in. He skates it forward. He's going to dump it deep into the corner. Wood is going to chase it into the corner. Throws a body. They kind of both get knocked down. All right. Lavelle's going to keep it back. It gets a little deflected off the Idaho player. Idaho's going to come away with it. Knocked away by Spencer, but recovered again by Idaho. They do a turnaround shot. It goes wide of the net. I believe that's Lavelle taking some pressure in the corner. He's down on the ground. Anderson there with Lavelle. That's going to be knocked out by Anderson. We're going to get a quick line change. Spencer's staying out on the ice. Matthew Cummins out. Idaho gets the pass off. They get a shot. I believe that's Diaz. Diaz out on the ice. It's going to go back to Spencer. Oh, actually, back to Cummins. Cummins going to send it high around the boards. It's going to be knocked. Oh, tried to get out by Diaz. Diaz still battling for it. Glover out as well. Dumped in by Scalfani. Goes back towards Justin Robbins out. Just came on the ice. Just gets behind him. Diaz putting some pressure on. He's able to take the puck. Diaz taking pressure, getting pinned on the boards. Looks like Robbins is there to help him out. He gets the puck, sends it around the boards to Cummins. Idaho tries to get it to the net. They send it across ice pass. It's going to go over to Sclafani. Sclafani looking for his pass. He gets it there. He gets it to Glover. Glover's going to dump it right on net. Idaho's going to recover the puck. We're going to reset, get a quick line change. Idaho's going to send it up. That's going to come back as icing. We're going to reset with Nico B on the ice. And who else do we have out there? Anderson. Philip Smith out on the ice. Tate Lavelle and Tyler Spencer. Anderson taking the face-off. He wins that face-off. Well, almost. Idaho comes away with it. Lavelle putting a lot of pressure. Takes an elbow to the face. They get a shot. Thankfully, they don't connect that pass. Goes over to Anderson. Anderson looking for his passing lane. Intercepted by the Idaho. They're going to take a shot that goes right of the net. Anderson again, knocked away by Tate Lavelle. Idaho's going to bring it around the boards. Ooh, they do get their pass, but knocked away by Lavelle. Nico gets a stick in there. Spencer putting some pressure. They get it centered again. Kicked away and knocked away by Anderson. It's going to go cross ice. Not going to be an icing call there. Nico B chasing it down. They connect their pass. Anderson able to get a little stick in there. They get a shot, but it goes right into Spencer. Ooh, good save. I believe that's I believe that's Alsop in net today. All right. Idaho with a pass. Just keeps on creeping. Ooh. Good center by Idaho. Spencer able to get it out. He's trying to get it to Ethan Smith. Ethan Smith back to Wood. Aiden Wood chasing it into the corner. Diaz out on the ice. Ethan Smith trying to chase it down. It's going to go back towards Spencer. Spencer's going to send it around the boards. Aiden Wood's going to chase it into the corner. Diaz tries to get there. Idaho brings it in the neutral zone. Quick stop by Justin Robbins. Tries to get a pass, but ricochets off the Idaho skate. Nice stick by Ethan Smith to knock it back into our offensive zone. Idaho sends it around the boards. Diaz with a quick shot. Knocked away by the goalie. Goes back to Robbins. Robbins fires another shot. Oh, too bad we didn't have a center there. That would have been a great rebound opportunity. All right, Idaho trying to get a line change. Robbins is going to get there. Sends it high into the bench of Idaho. I say Idaho. They're the Rocky Mountain Warriors, so I can't say Warriors because we're rooting for Las Vegas today. All right, Anderson with the face-off again. Sclafani dumps it in. Idaho's going to send it high to center ice. It's going to go back towards Cummins. Matthew Cummins sends it around the boards. He's going to chase it down. Anderson picks it up, looking for his pass. Is he gonna? He's a forward now, but he passes it up to Sclafani. Glover in the corner. Looks like Lavelle coming out. We do have a Glover down. Looks like he went into the boards. He's back up on his own. Looks like that is going to be a penalty call. Looks like he maybe got a late hit because I was following the puck, so I'm guessing he didn't even have the puck. All right, so we're going to be on the power play right now. Your power play team or line group, whatever you want to call it, is going to be Anderson as your center. Aiden Wood. I believe Tate Lavelle, Tyler Spencer. I believe that's Ethan Smith. Wood in the corner. Kind of loses his footing. Picked up by Anderson. Anderson looking for the pass. He gets it back to Spencer. Spencer sends it back to Anderson. Anderson back to Spencer. Spencer fires a shot. Deflects off the pad of the Idaho player. They send it right on net. Knocked away by Alsop. Spencer's going to get there. Lavelle knocks it away. Ethan Smith with the puck. All right, Ethan sends it up to Lavelle. Picked up by Idaho. Knocked away by Spencer. Spencer taking some pressure. Spencer just gets tripped up, but so does Idaho player. So Spencer's going to send it over to Lavelle. Lavelle's going to send it to Anderson. Anderson just mishandles a bit. Idaho's going to pick it up again. Spencer trying to get the puck away. Ethan Smith with a hit there. Still at Idaho's feet. Idaho mishandles it. Goes back into neutral ice. Lavelle's going to pick it up. Lavelle skating through. He's going to fire a shot. That's going to be covered up by the goalie. Not much of a power play that go around, but we have 9 seconds left of this power play. 7:12 left of your first period. Score is still 0-0. All right, we're going to have Diaz coming out on the ice. Philip Smith, Cummins, Nico B, and Justin Robbins out. Diaz with the face-off. He wins it. Nico B getting a stick in there. He's going to chase it down in the corner. Goes back to Robbins. Robbins sends it over to Philip Smith. Philip Smith to Cummins. Takes a shot. Knocked away by the goalie. Diaz is going to put some pressure. He's got him pinned. Puck gets behind him. Nico B trying to block a pass. Philip Smith chasing it down. They get around, trying to get Cummins putting some pressure on. They get it center. Thankfully, no Idaho player there. Nico B sends it over to Diaz. Robbins is going to chase it. He's going to send it back up the boards over to center ice or neutral ice. Diaz is going to put on the pressure. They're going to get it over to the center. Philip Smith trying to get in the way. Philip Smith dumps it in. He's going to get a line change. Nico, we're going to have an icing call. All right, looks like we're going to reset with Robbins, Cummins, Sclafani, Glover back out on the ice, and Anderson. All right, Anderson is our new center. All right, takes the face off. Glover tries to get in there. Anderson, they get a shot. Great save by Oh, sorry. Burgess is in net. That's what happens when you can't see their number in here. All right, Burgess in net. Excuse me. All right. Goes back towards Cummins. He's going to send it around the boards to Glover. Glover tries to tip it out, not able to. Goes back into the corner. Cummins going to throw a big body. They knock it away. Anderson with the puck. Anderson passes it up to Sclafani. Sclafani's going to chase it around the boards. Sclafani going. Not sure what that goalie was doing, putting his hand out in front of his face, but... All right, Glover trying to put some pressure on. They get a shot, knocked away by Burgess. Good save there. Anderson putting some pressure. He gets a stick in there, just gets behind him. They get another shot. He hit his own player. That hurt. All right, they get it centered. They're going to take a shot knocked away by Spencer, who's out on the ice. All right, we are able to get it out. They call no icing. Sclafani's going to chase it down. We're getting some fresh legs coming out. Ethan Smith, Kyle Diaz, Spencer, and Tate Lavelle just bounces off Diaz's back. Gets kept in. Great job by Tate Lavelle. Ethan Smith's going to chase it into the corner. Wood's going to come out on the ice as well. We're going to have a 2-on-1. Spencer gets a stick in there and then knocked away by Lavelle. Diaz going into the corner with Spencer. It's going to go over to Lavelle. Idaho gets it centered there. Good stick lift there by Spencer. There looks like they're sword fighting. All right, Idaho again with the puck. We get another stick in there, knocked away, thankfully. We got to get it out. They're putting a lot of pressure. Lavelle sends it around the boards. It's going to go back to Idaho defense. Oh, great job getting it off. We're going to have an offside, so they're going to have to reset. Ethan Smith. All right, Lavelle with the puck. He sends it over to Smith. Ooh, kind of mid-ice collision there. It's going to go back to Tate Lavelle over to Spencer. Get your head up. All right, Spencer battling in the corner. Gets it through his legs, but Wood able to get a stick in there. They're still battling. Throwing his weight a little bit around. Lavelle intercepts that pass. They get a shot knocked away by Burgess. I can't tell who's tied up in the corner there. Maybe Diaz tied up in the corner. Spencer's going to go help him out. All right, Spencer's. They're all kind of chipping, digging away. We're gonna have a whistle. Too much digging. All right, gonna have a line change during that little whistle break. Philip Smith coming out on the ice. Anderson is your center. Nico B, Justin Robbins, and Matthew Cummins. They're going to get a shot. That's going to be a glove save by Burgess. All right, reset once again. 3:23 left of the first period. Anderson with the faceoff. He wins the faceoff, goes over to Cummins, who sends it around the boards to Philip Smith. Philip Smith, he's able to chip it forward, sends it forward, tries to get it to Anderson. He's still with it. He dumps it in. It's going to go over to, tries to get it to Robbins, not able to. It goes back towards Cummins. He's going to take it around the boards. He sends it around the boards. It gets intercepted by Idaho. And then, thankfully, Robbins was ready for that. Robbins weaving through some traffic. He's going to take a shot. It's going to ricochet off Idaho's stick and go high up into the net. All right. Justin Robbins, he is always impressive to watch. Once he picks up that speed, he's like a freight train. Like he just powers through. It's great. All right, Anderson with the face-off. It's Philip Smith chasing it down. It's going to go back to Cummins. He keeps it in, sends it around the board. Philip Smith is going to get to it. Nico B with the puck. Tries looking for his pass. He gets it to Anderson. Anderson's going to send it into the corner. Just lose possession of it. Anderson's going to drop back with Robbins. they do a little handoff pass, and now we're going to have a unfortunate tripping call. I hate it when that happens. You know. Right? All right, Matthew Cummins going into the box. He's going to have some time to think about his I don't know if they call it tripping or hooking. I'm not exactly sure, but that's going to put us on the penalty kill. Our penalty kill lineup is going to be Ethan Smith, Tyler Spencer. I believe that's Justin Robbins still out there, and Aiden Wood. Spencer able to knock it away from the net. Ethan Smith. Idaho with the puck, looking for their pass. They get it back to their defense. Back D to D pass. Wood trying to get in the way. Oh my, that was incredible. Great job, Lavelle. Great job, Lavelle. I feel like we need a break after that. I will recap that in a minute. Spencer in the corner. They send it around the boards. Idaho cycling the pass. They get a shot deflected off someone's skate. Goes back over to Idaho. Idaho drops back with a pass. They're crashing the net pretty well. Saved by the bar right there. We have a hard hit by Ethan Smith. They're going to call an icing on that. 1:17 left of the period. 31 seconds left of the penalty kill. That puck, it literally was sitting right in front of the red line to enter the goal, and Lavelle kind of snuck around Burgess, who wasn't quite sure where it was at. He thought he had it covered, and Lavelle tipped it out. What a great job. Woods taking the face off. It goes back to Spencer. Tries to get it out. I'm pretty sure he hit someone with that. Spencer in front of the net. Idaho cycling the puck. Woods trying to put some pressure on. They get another shot. It's going to be another great save by Burgess. 16 seconds left of this penalty kill. 1 minute left of the first period. All right, we're going to have a couple new players. Diaz is going to come out for your center, and Sclafani as a winger. Spencer in the corner. Spencer's really going to try hard to tie up these last couple seconds. He's got it pinned with his skates pretty well. He's not going to let him dig. They get away with it. Spencer's going to send it around the boards. We are going to be back to full strength. They get a shot. Knocks Diaz's stick out of his hand. Sclafani putting some pressure in. We're able to get it out and clear it again. Great job there. All right. We're going to be real thankful for an icing for there, just to kind of slow down that momentum and regroup a little bit. Diaz got his stick knocked away, and I know. Yes, we're all thankful that hopefully that stick still remains intact. That's what we're all hoping for. All right, looks like it's good. So Diaz still takes the face off. He wins the face off. Cummins back on the ice. Robbins, Glover, and Sclafani. Tries to get it around to Glover. Gets it to neutral ice. Idaho's going to bring it in. Oh, they get a shot knocked away by Burgess. They get it centered again. It's going to be jumped up again. Cummings tries to get there. It is going to get out. We're going to have a delayed offsides. All right, Robbins with a last-minute shot there. But that's going to be the end of our first period. Score is still 0-0. Keep it going. I didn't want to announce the score was still 0-0 when we were still on the penalty kill because I'm superstitious and I didn't want to say that. So, but thankfully at the end of this first period, we are still 0-0. I think they've been playing really well. They are doing a good job intercepting some of those passes. Working together, they're going to have to keep up this hustle. The Idaho team, you can tell they work really well together as a team, cycling that puck and knowing their positions. So So hopefully we keep up this energy. 2 more periods. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna ask.
Tell me, I'm sorry. Tell me again how you say your last name. Am I saying it wrong? I was like, I think I've said it probably like 10 different ways. Like, I know it's not that hard, but I feel like I'm doing a good job.
Last year it was like Coleman.
Yeah.
The whole time, and I was like,
Okay. All right. I'm clarifying some pronunciations. Here it's Cummins, so hopefully I'll get it right. We'll see. I still even can't make any guarantees even after clarification. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we're gonna reset with Anderson again as our center, taking the face off. Ethan Smith, Justin Robbins, Matthew Cummins, and Aiden Wood out on the ice. Idaho brings it in. They get a shot off quick. It goes either just to the right of Burgess or right between his legs. So that's gonna bring your score up to, or the score to 1-0 in favor of the Rocky Mountain Warriors. All right. All right, well, we're going to reset with that same lineup. Anderson taking the face-off. Anderson sends it back to Idaho. Ethan Smith putting some good pressure on there. Idaho's going to bring it in towards Wood. Wood trying to get a stick in there. Not able to. They get a shot. It goes right in the net. Oh, Ethan Smith gets there, and Anderson fires it right up to Ethan Smith. Ethan Smith really trying to get it. We're going to have Aiden Wood tries to get a shot, just intercept or stick lifted by Idaho. Cummins with the shot there. Goes over the net. Anderson drop back pass to Justin Robbins. Great glove save by the goalie there. Good shot by Justin Robbins there. All right. New lineup coming out. We have Spencer and Tate LaBelle on defense. William Glover out. Diaz taking the face off. Sclafani out on the ice. It's going to go back towards LaBelle. Just gets behind him. Diaz is going to put some pressure. Diaz kind of gets trips, but not able to get there. Spencer intercepts the pass there. Spencer had his helmet kind of pushed up there. All right, Sclafani taking a lot of pressure. I feel like that should have been a call, but it wasn't. So, all right, Idaho in center ice. They get a shot off, and that's going to be a glove save by Burgess. They're going to reset. LaBelle sends it around the boards. Idaho takes possession again. That's going to be covered up by Burgess. All right, looks like Sclafani's coming off the ice. We're going to substitute. Oh, sorry. They had a whistle and didn't quite realize that we were doing a line change. Philip Smith coming out on the ice. All right, Diaz with the face-off. Philip Smith trying to throw some weight around. It's going to go over to Glover. Glover up, tries to get it to Diaz, a little bit high. Idaho takes it back. Spencer's going to put some pressure on. They get a pad off. LaBelle with a little turnaround move, and Glover and Tate LaBelle just losing their footing, kind of right in the same spot. Glover with that was a pass from Philip Smith to Glover. Glover jumps it and chases. Idaho's going to come away with it. Philip Smith's going to put some pressure. They tries to get it to Glover, not able to. Idaho picks it up. They're going to bring it behind the boards. They drop back pass. over to Glover. Glover trying to get a stick in there. Idaho sends it high. Goes back to Lavelle. Lavelle sends it up the boards. That is going to be an icing. All right, well, fresh lineup here. Justin Robbins. I'm guessing Anderson taking the face-off. Not quite sure. He gets it back behind the boards. It was Anderson. Ethan Smith out. Gets Ethan Smith trying to get it. Tries to get that pass. Intercepted. Aiden Wood there. Anderson chasing it down. He throws a body. Idaho sends it around the net. They try to get it centered. Thankfully, we're able to get that pass first. Anderson sends it around the boards to Robbins. Robbins gets it out. I think that's going to... Oh, they called no ice. Aiden Woods chasing it back. Idaho sends it around the boards. They try to keep sending it, but it goes back to Robbins. Robin dumps it in. Nico B coming... Or, I'm sorry, Ethan Smith. We had a delayed offsides. Anderson putting some pressure on. Idaho with the pass. Aiden getting in the way of that. Aiden Wood. He dumps it in deep into the corner. Idaho gets there first. Has it behind the net. They send it around the boards. Ethan Smith tries to get it to Justin Robbins, who also tries to intercept that pass. Not able to. Goes back to Cummins. A lot of pressure by Robbins there. Good job on defending that. We're going to have a whistle for a high stick. Good call, ref. Boy, hopefully that's on them. If it's on them, if it's a good call. If it's on us, it's not a good call. That's the way it works. Okay, that's just it's just honesty. All right, so no penalty with that high stick. We're just going to reset in our offensive zone. We have Sclafani, Glover, Diaz, Spencer, and Lavelle. Diaz taking your face off. Goes back to Idaho. Idaho loses it. Lavelle there. Lavelle tries to get it to Glover. Lots of battles there. Goes back. It's going to be out. Spencer's going to send it in. Bouncing puck. We have to reset on sides. I don't even know if that's a word. All right, they pass it right over to Lavelle. They send it all the way around the boards. Lavelle's going to get there. It gets to Spencer. Spencer's going to send it around the boards. It's going to get to the Idaho defense. Goes back to Spencer behind the net. Spencer's still with the puck. He sends it back around. Idaho kind of sneaking by there. That was a real slow roll. That's going to be a goal for the Rocky Mountain Warriors. That brings the score to 2-0. 9:25 left of this second period. That one kind of was like a real sneaky slow roll. He was going in slow motion, and then he just popped it right up over Burgess' shoulder, I believe. So, all right, Philip Smith out on the ice. Anderson and Nico B passes it over to Smith, and then it's going to fall back to Anderson. Pops real high. I thought it was going to be out, but it's not. Lavelle and Spencer out on the ice. They get a cross-ice pass. Spencer's going to put some pressure, try to defend that. He does. Still putting the pressure on. Idaho sends it to around the boards. They get another shot. That's going to be saved by Burgess. All right, same lineup. Anderson taking the faceoff. Goes right back to Burgess. Can we get there? It's knocked away by either Spencer or Philip Smith. Oh, they take another shot. Goes right in the net. Very, very close. They get another pass. That's going to be another great save by Burgess. Whew. They do have some quick passing skills. All right, we're going to reset again. It looks like Cummins is coming out on the ice. Who else do we have out there? Anderson, I think, taking the face off. Yep, I can tell he was like bullying. Oh, man, that's going to be another goal for the Idaho team. They are just crashing that net. All right, we're going to reset again. Looks like your lineup, we're going to 8:37 left of the second period, and the score is going to be 3-0. Do it, Linda. Yell all you want. Diaz taking the face off. Ethan Smith out. Justin Robbins. Good play by Aiden Wood. Dumps it into the corners. Ethan Smith chased after it. He tries to get it centered, but Idaho's already there to intercept that pass. Robbins gets a stick in there to pick it up. Aiden just loses it. Cummins is going to power through forward. Good job for Matthew Cummins. He keeps up the pressure. Going to leave us a little exposed. I think we're going to have a 3-on-1. Robbins there. Great stick there by Robbins to get in the way of that pass they were trying to set up. Diaz is going to chase into the corner. He takes a bit of a fall. He pops up. It just gets around Robbins. They get a pass. They don't call offsides. We have Cummins behind the net. Sends it to Ethan Smith. Diaz tries to hit it. Gets kind of ricochets off the ref. Cummins battling behind the net. They're going to get a pass. Thankfully, they don't connect. Cummins putting some pressure on the center in front of the net. We send it to neutral ice. They dump it, reset. Robbins going to chase it down. Ref kind of right in the way. He sends it around the boards. Idaho coming in fast, but we're able to dump it out. Diaz is going to chase it down. Tries to get a stick in there. Ethan Smith slows down the play. Robin just gets behind him. Goes back towards Cummins. They get a pass, but they don't complete that pass. Again, they don't complete the pass. It's going to go out to neutral ice. No icing on this call. Idaho's going to chase it down, reset behind the net. We're gonna get a quick line change. They pick up their speed knowing we're mid-line change. Number 5 coming in. He gets a shot off. Burgess ready for that one. You could tell they it's like they just lit a fire when they saw us catching us mid-line change there. They definitely picked up their speed in their passes. So good thing Burgess was ready for that, and good thing they hustled out to kind of get in the way of that play. Looks like we have Spencer out on the ice. Lavelle, Anderson taking the face-off. I believe that's Glover. They get it to the net. Spencer's going to get it behind the net, and he sends it around the boards. Tries to get it to Sclafani. Just goes out to neutral ice. Anderson's going to chase it down. Sclafani gets there. We are going to have a... Don't touch it! Yeah. They were offsides. So everyone was trying to yell at him, but they didn't quite. They didn't want to give up that puck. It's probably better that they took the offsides call than to turn over that puck. So we'll see. But we're going to reset in our defensive zone here. Same lineup. Looks like it. Spencer, Glover, Sclafani, Anderson, and Lavelle. Anderson with the face-off, putting his weight. They're still there even though the puck's gone. They send it high. Idaho sends it high above the net. They get their pass off. They do get a shot blocked by Lavelle. Spencer's going to bring it in. Spencer coming in hot. He gets a pass over to Sclafani, and he follows it up all the way to the net. Sclafani taking some pressure. Spencer tries to get it. Lavelle with the shot just goes on the outside of that net, and then it's going to be covered by the goalie. Great play by Spencer. Good pressure to power it through and then follow it up to the net, hoping for that pass. It was a good play. Yeah. He must have the best mom. No. All right. Looks like Philip Smith, Kyle Diaz taking the face off. Philip Smith tries to get a turnaround shot. We got. All right, goes back to Lavelle. Lavelle's going to send it high and bouncing. It goes back to Idaho. Idaho gets a pass. They get a shot easily handled by Jackson Burgess there. Glove save. All right, Diaz again with the face-off. Philip Smith, Spencer, Lavelle. It's going to go behind the net. Spencer's going to try to chase it down. They get it to the middle. Diaz is going to take it. He chooses to pass it back so we can reset. Lavelle is going to dump it. Idaho takes it. Looks like it's going to go back to Philip Smith. Spencer sends it around the boards. All right, Nico B goes into the corner, trying to get a stick in there. Philip Smith just kind of he just kind of held him at bay. He's like, get out of here. All right, come on, Nico B, get in there. All right. Idaho, Diaz knocks that pass. It's going to go back to Nico B. Got taken away. Oh, we're going to have a tripping call. Touch it, Tyler. Nope. All right, we are going to have a big, no, I don't, that wasn't Tyler, that was Lavelle. It was kind of an incidental, an unintentional tripping. I mean, they should have like less of a penalty for that, I think. Not a minute 30, maybe just like 1 minute, yeah. Maybe like 45 seconds. I'm going to give them new rules to follow, okay? All right, we're going to be on the penalty kill. It looks like Aiden Wood taking the face-off. They're doing a little dance around there. Matthew Cummins out there. Justin Robbins. Ethan Smith. Idaho cycling the puck. They're trying to intercept that pass. Cummins there. They get a shot and it goes right at the net. Idaho looking for their pass. It does go, ricochets off Ethan Smith's stick. We do get Justin Robbins gets a stick and they're able to bounce it high off into neutral ice. Idaho resets. Cummins with trying to get in the way of that. Idaho sends it around. It looks like it hit. I think it hit Cummins, but good save. Good save for Matthew Cummins. It's going to go back. We're going to reset. 42 seconds left of the penalty kill. Ethan Smith tries to chase it down. It's going to go back towards Cummins. Idaho cycles the puck, excuse me. They get another shot. Knocked away by Aiden Wood. Good stick there. Back to Idaho in the corner. Idaho kind of sends it back to their defender. Cycle it again over. They get another shot. Knocked by Burgess. Cummins throws the body back behind the net. He takes the puck away. Good job. Matthew still battling. He's putting a lot of pressure in. The ref getting in the mix. We're going to be back to full strength. Lavelle coming back out on the ice. They send another shot. It gets deflected by somebody. Idaho keeps it in. Knocked away. Justin Robbins putting some pressure on. Is he going to pick up the speed? Let's go, Robbins. He gets a pass off to Smith. Ethan Smith chips it up to Lavelle. Lavelle not quite ready for that at his feet. That's going to go over to Aiden Wood. Aiden Wood sends it back to defense. We're going to get a shot. It goes right at the net. That was Ethan Smith with the shot. Tyler Spencer out on the ice. Idaho comes down. Anderson with the forecheck. He's going to get a good stick in there. Idaho in the middle of a line change. Spencer sends it around the boards to Anderson. Anderson sends it high. Caught by Idaho. They're going to send it deep into the corner. Spencer with the puck. Idaho's going to need to reset on side. Spencer's going to take it. Spencer's going to skate around. He's going to bring it all the way in. Spencer, oh my gosh. And Anderson with the Offsides. Tyler picking up speed. They're gonna battle after that one, I bet. Oh man. Rookie move there. They get so excited. All right, Anderson with the face-off again. Glover out there with Sclafani. Everyone's battling at their feet. Spencer out on defense still with Lavelle. Idaho with the puck, gets a pass off. They're going to bring it in. They get a shot knocked by Burgess. Good save there. I think that's Anderson battling for it. He's able to get it out. Sclafani's going to chase it down. They send it around the boards. Lavelle with the puck. He sends it deep into the corner. Glover putting a little bit of pressure on. Sclafani battling in the corner. Glover back to help him out. We get across ice. Lavelle's he's gonna keep it in. Anderson's gonna try to go around the boards, but Idaho gets it all the way around. I think they might. Yep, they're gonna call that back for icing. Score is still 3-0 in favor of Rocky Mountain Warriors. I know I keep calling them Idaho, but it's Idaho and us. All right, Diaz with the face-off. Philip Smith out. Nico B. Justin Robbins. Matthew Cummins. Idaho's going to come away with it. Philip Smith picking up some speed, putting a lot of pressure on. Good job, Philip. They're able to get around him. They get a pass. Wow. They get a pass centered. They fire it. It goes right above, right above Burgess' shoulder. It was maybe a bar down. That was a fast shot. That's going to bring the score up to 4-0. 38.7 seconds left of the second period. All right, looks like we're gonna keep that same lineup. Philip Smith, Kyle Diaz taking the face-off. Nico B as your winger. Justin Robbins. Robbins sends it to Nico B. Nico B tries to keep it, just loses it. Diaz intercepts that pass. Diaz sends it back around the boards. Nobody's home. They get it centered again, knocked away by Cummins. Idaho with it again. Good stick lift by Cummins there. They send it over, pressured by Robbins. It's going to go back into the corner with Diaz. Diaz sends it around the boards. Cummins able to get a stick in there to little trip up in the middle of the ice. That's going to bring us to the end of the second period. Score is 4-0 at the end of the second period, so you can tell our speed definitely slows down after that first period. Between the altitude and the short bench and the larger rink, you can tell they're not really conditioned very well for this. So, but it's good. I think this extra practice and these extra games will help them maybe for tryouts. It's good. We're going to call this our conditioning. This is our conditioning right now. So they're doing a good job. They're still working hard. They're still trying to intercept those passes. This Idaho team, they are really good at cycling the puck and moving it around, passing, and knowing where their players are going to be. And their shots are pretty good. So hopefully we can keep it up. They're watching another. They're watching the other. You're real hockey parents when you have when you're screening hockey from your phone, and you're watching hockey in person. it's hockey life, you know. It's there's not really an in between. It's just like it's hockey and life. They go together. All right, Anderson coming out as your center again. Aiden Wood, Ethan Smith, Tyler Spencer, Tate LaBelle. All right, Anderson taking the face-off. Gets it back to Tate. Idaho powers through. Spencer able to get a stick in there. Knocked out by LaBelle. Aiden Wood just gets around him. Anderson tries to get there. LaBelle sends it around the boards. Aiden Wood tries to get there. Thankfully picked up by LaBelle in front of the net. Ethan Smith's going to send it up. Are we going to have an icing? We are. They raced till the end, though. They both just barely got there. That was a little bit of wasted energy. That's always unfortunate when that happens. You're like, oh, man, I could have saved a little bit of energy. That's all right. Good hustle by Ethan Smith. All right, who we got out? Same lineup. Looks like Anderson taking the face off. It's going to go back to LaBelle. LaBelle's going to send it high. That's going to be a whistle because it goes high into the net. 13:22 in the third period. Score is still 4-0 in favor of Idaho. All right, they get a shot knocked away by their own player. Spencer knocks it out. Spencer sends it around the boards to LaBelle. LaBelle tries to get it back to Spencer. Spencer going in for support. LaBelle with the puck. He's kind of making his decision. It's going to go over to Wood. Wood's going to get it to Anderson. Anderson's going to send it back to Spencer. Spencer gets it up to Ethan Smith. He gets a tip in there, but recovered by Idaho. Idaho's going to bring it around the boards. Ethan Smith gets it centered. We don't have anyone. No one's home in front of the net. So, all right, now we got Anderson in front of the net, but he's going to chase around the boards. Aiden Wood putting some pressure on him. Ethan Smith's going to bring it to the board. He's going to take a hit there. Gets turned over. It's going to go back to Spencer. Spencer's going to send it deep in the corner as we reset. Aiden Wood's going to forecheck. He throws a body. Idaho's going to bring it in. They get a shot knocked away. LaBelle takes a hit over there. They get it. We're able to get it out. Anderson's going to pick up speed. I think they're just going to cover that. Yep. Idaho goalie covers that up as Anderson's picking up some pressure. 12 minutes, 1 second left of the third period. We can get 4 in. It's 1 every 3 minutes. We can do it. We can do anything. All right, rapid fire shots here. All right, Diaz, let's go. It's up to you. Let's go, Robbins. You need one. Oh, okay. Well, that was rapid fire, so I will applaud. I will applaud Justin Robbins for that. He did a great shot. He did exactly what I asked. But next time it needs to not be blocked by the goalie. But so keep that energy up. We like the shots. Diaz, yeah. Come on, Robbins. Oh, let's go. All right, that's at looks like Philip Smith's feet. Nico B trying to get in there too, and we do get another shot off. I'm not sure who fired that shot. I think it might have been Nico B or Philip Smith, but that was covered again by the goalie. So keep up that pressure. Matthew Cummins out on defense also. Goes back to just gets around his stick. We're gonna have a race, and Idaho's gonna win. They had a couple steps ahead of us, but Cummins gonna put some pressure. Good play by Philip Smith, knock it away around the boards. Diaz puts on the corner. He gets it to Nico B. Nico B didn't quite have a stick ready yet. All right, Cummins and Philip Smith. Philip Smith just basically kind of taps, doesn't realize that the player left the puck behind. Diaz got it. They keep it up. Robbins is going to send it forward, tries to get it out. Not able to, but Robbins he's going to throw some of that body weight around. They try to get it to the net. Knocked away by Cummins. Cummins chips it up. They get it right to their center. Thankfully, it deflects off somebody. All right, they get a cross ice pass. They send another shot high. It's going to go out into neutral ice. All right, they're going to go down to Diaz. Diaz with a big hit there. We're going to call. Oh. All right, they're calling a penalty for that. That was like clearly just a hit just because the guy fell down really dramatically, but he's going he says he's going to timeout. So, all right, Diaz. That's going to be all right. Ref giving him a little pep talk, reminding him of the do's and don'ts of hockey. Diaz he's not buying it, but he's going to say, okay, sir, and he's going to go in the box and sit down, and we respect that. We respect those manners, that he will just accept that and take his minute 30 in the box. All right, so that's good. It's 10:37 left. Yeah, so it's really not him. They have number 16 as the penalty, even though he's 61. All right, we're getting bear hugs by Spencer, getting a bear hug over there by Idaho. Keeping it at his feet. Spencer loves to just pin that puck as best he can, as long as he can, to kill any amount of this penalty. Idaho is going to come away with it. They get a shot. Oh, thought it was covered. Jackson knocked over. We got two players laying down. Burgess laying down on the ground. Lavelle is on the ground, and that teamwork right there has kept it out of the net. So good effort there all around. Burgess pops back up. Now the penalties disappear. Okay, it's back. Oh, darn. It is him. They fixed his number. All right, 61, 107 left of the penalty kill. Aiden Wood with the face-off. Spencer with the puck. Spencer just loses it. It's going to go back to Ethan Smith. Ethan Smith, he tries. Oh, good. He does send it up to Aiden Wood. Aiden Wood just gets knocked off the puck. Little mishandled. Ethan Smith tries to take advantage of that. It's going to go back towards Lavelle. Back to neutral ice. They're waiting to be back on onside. They dump it deep in the corner. Lavelle is going to send it high. They do a high. That's going to be a high stick, so they can't. Well, I guess they can touch they can touch the puck, but that just means that we get a reset in our offensive zone. So high stick on the Idaho team. I imagine it does feel a little too awkward to just kind of stand around and stare at the puck until the other team touches it. All right, Aiden Wood taking the face off. Ethan Smith out there. Ethan Smith tries to get it back. They're going to send a high bouncing puck, but Lavelle's going to get there. Lavelle sends it around the boards. Aiden Wood with a good hit there. They're going to get a shot. It goes high over the right side of the net. Idaho gets a pass. They send it high again. It's going to go around the boards. Oh, I thought he was going to lose it. They send it around the boards again. We are back to full strength. Diaz coming back out on the ice. Diaz, tries to pick it up. It's going to go back to Lavelle off his skate. Takes a kind of an odd bounce behind the net. Spencer battling back there with Diaz. Diaz trying to put some good pressure. Spencer gets his stick in there. It's going to go to Diaz again. Diaz sends it high, bouncing into neutral ice. Aiden Wood tries to get a stick in there, not able to connect that. Lavelle, I think, just laid on the puck. I don't know. He's down, and looks like someone's coming in for backup. We're all getting pushed around. Lavelle trying to get up. They're kind of pushing him down. Hopefully that doesn't end in a fight. All right, but we're going to come away with it. Looks like Wood comes away with it, just loses it. Diaz trying to get a stick in there. It goes back towards Spencer. They get a shot. Easy save by Burgess. 8:14 left of the third period. Score is 4-0 in favor of Rocky Mountain Warriors. All right, we're back to full strength. Looks like we have Glover, Matthew Cummins, Sclafani. Cummins going behind the net. He's going to come away with it. He tries to get it over to Sclafani. Anderson out on the ice, as well as Justin Robbins. Goes back towards Cummins, who throws a body. Anderson sends it back behind the boards to Justin Robbins. Robbins sends it up. Not a great pass there. Gets intercepted right in front of the net. Cummins knocks away. He does a reverse hit. Good job, William Glover, getting a stick in there. Idaho gets a pass. We're a little behind. They send a pass over. They do a good effort at setup there, but thankfully they did not connect. That's going to go around the net over to Robbins. Robin tries to get it out. Taken away by Idaho. They send a shot off. It goes right in the net. Robbins is just done with it, so we're going to have an icing. I thought that was going to be on net. It was really headed that direction, but unfortunately just a couple inches shy of the net. It's like he was just ready to slow down that play there. All right, we're going to have, looks like Nico B, Diaz, Philip Smith, Justin Robbins, and Matthew Cummins. Cummins gonna come forward. He sends it up. Philip Smith's gonna pick up some speed. He knocks him off the puck. He's gonna still chase after it. Gets it to Diaz. Diaz just gets his stick lifted there. Idaho's gonna come away. Nico B keeps it in. Diaz sends it around the boards. Diaz is gonna chase it around. Idaho gets a pass. Goes off the skate, I think, of Diaz. Just gets around him, goes back towards Cummins and Robbins. They try to get a that was like batting practice right there. Robbins sending it, or golf maybe. I guess golf probably would have been a better analogy, but sends it all the way back into our offensive zone. Kept in by Philip Smith. Nico B send it into the boards. Idaho takes it away. Diaz just ricochets off his skate. All right, good. Lavelle out on the ice, keeps it in, sends it around the corner. Philip Smith's going to chase it down as we're getting a line change. Spencer out on the ice. Sully Anderson. Good teamwork there with Anderson and Spencer to knock him off the puck. Goes over to Nico B, tries to get it out, not able to. They fire a shot. Burgess is going to have that saved. I can tell I'm talking too much when I'm like stumbling over my words. I'm talking too much.
I keep hitting this sometimes down here.
That's all right. Yeah, we're rookies. It's okay. Get what you get. I know. You're doing a great job. Yes. Doing a great job. A great camera woman today. All right, Anderson with the face-off. It goes back to Lavelle. All right, Anderson with the puck. He's got a bit of a breakaway. He's gonna fire a shot too high. It's gonna get stuck up in the big net. And I thought his dad was gonna save it. I thought Greg was gonna take that as a souvenir. Maybe Sully was just trying to give his dad a little gift, little memory gift for the tournament. So he could be like, remember that time that I played center?
That's right.
All right, Anderson taking the face-off. He wins the face-off, goes back to Lavelle. Lavelle, gets it centered. We even had someone there that time. It's just going to get around. Spencer's going to try to pick up speed. Spencer with a lot of pressure. Good thing we didn't get a call there. Great save by Burgess. Are they going to call him? Oh, man. I thought he was going to get away with that one. A little too much bear hugs. Too much bear hugs. It's okay. He was really just chasing after Just a little cuddle. I know. He tried. That's okay. That was a great effort there. We'll take it. Spencer in the box for a minute 30 as we're on the penalty kill. Ethan Smith with the puck trying to get it out. He does. Aiden Wood chasing it down. He's putting on a lot of pressure. Looks like Anderson back out on defense. Lavelle. They're going to get it around the ice. Or, sorry, around the net. Idaho gets another shot off. Knocked away. Anderson putting some pressure. He's chipping away at it. Good stick there. He tries to get it out, not able to. Anderson taking a knee to try to block the shot. Idaho sends it back to their defense. Passes it back again. They get it over to the winger. Get it centered. Lavelle knocked away by Lavelle, then knocked off Lavelle's skate. They tried. They get a shot off. Goes above the net. All right, Aiden Wood picking up speed. They're coming in behind him. He gets it behind the net. Taking a little too much pressure to get that shot off. Ethan Smith in the corner. Idaho takes a pass. Justin Robbins out on the ice. 11 seconds left of the penalty kill. They just get around Robbins, but he keeps at it. Robbins tries to keep there. Aiden Wood with a hit. Spencer. Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo! I don't know who knocked that away, but great job. I think it was Robbins. Spencer back out on the ice came out all fired up. Why was him and the goalie just like, I don't know, having a little moment there. But all right, it goes back to Robbins. I don't know what that was. Robbins hit Spencer right in the chest as they open the door right when they're in front of it, which doesn't make sense. He's going to pin it up again. 3 minutes, 12 seconds left of the game. Idaho's going to come away with it. Idaho fighting each other for the puck. Good stick by Diaz there. Cummins out. Justin Robbins out. Just kind of lingering right at the ground there. They get a pass. I don't know how that wasn't a save. Great save by... It's right at Spencer's feet. Cummins gets away with it. Oh, goes over to Glover. Glover's going to pick up speed. It's a race at this point. He's going to chase into the corner. Glover's going to pin Idaho. Kyle Diaz is going to try to get there. Idaho comes away with it. Robbins center ice. He's going to knock it in as we get back on sides. Idaho sends it around the board. Oh, they almost made us a goal. Let's go. Come on, Diaz.
Come on.
Diaz in front of the net. They're going to pass back to Cummins. Cummins going to take a shot. Oh, great effort there. All right, well, we'll take that effort. Diaz with the tip there, but saved by the goalie. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left of the third period. So we're almost done. The game is 4-0. Hopefully we can hold them at that. All right, looks like Philip Smith taking the face-off this time. Anderson as a winger. Lavelle, Spencer coming out on the ice. Spencer's going to fire a shot. Gets it to the net. I know. We missed those opportunities. Philip Smith keeps it in. It just goes around. Gets around. Nico B just gets a stick lift. It's going to go back towards Spencer. Spencer trying to defend there. Not able to get in the way of that pass. I'm pretty sure Idaho just took down his own player, and everyone just kind of waited. He was okay, though. Anderson realizes that he could go get the puck, so he tries. Spencer's going to try to get there. They get it centered. Lavelle hits it. Thankfully, that didn't get there. Philip Smith goes in. They send it around the boards. Spencer kicks it. Spencer hits it. It goes... Nobody even could see where it went. It went so high. All right, we're going to have a whistle while we reset here for the last 1 minute, 20 seconds of the third period. Looks like Anderson's taking the face-off. He wins that face-off. Lavelle goes into the corner. Lavelle's going to send it back around the boards over to Spencer. Spencer kind of gets it up to Philip Smith. We're going to get some pressure with Nico B. Nico B just loses it. It's going to go back towards, Anderson with handing out some bear hugs that time. And that's going to be a great save by, whoa, that little pushing and shoving. Not on our part this time, so we are not alone. So no, they did not call that. No, they did not call his pushing and shoving. So, but thankfully, no retaliation. But it is usually like the second person who gets the call. That's why we always end up getting a call. All right, Diaz with the face-off. Cummins, Robbins, Aiden Wood, Ethan Smith. Ethan Smith with the puck. He gets it up to Aiden Woods. They're working kind of both. They're both kind of working together. Ethan Smith just loses it. Gets pickpocketed there. Idaho gets a pass. Aiden Wood going to put some pressure on. Goes back towards Cummins. They get a shot knocked away by Burgess. Robbins goes into the corner. Robbins is going to bring it in. We got 21 seconds for some magic to happen here. Ethan Smith is going to go into the corner. He sends it around the boards. Diaz is going to get there. Ref is in our way. I'm going to call interference on the ref for that one. We could have had one. They're going to send one last shot. That's going to be the end of the game. And final score is going to be 4-0 in favor of Rocky Mountain Warriors. It's much easier to say Idaho. And I hope they are from Idaho. I'm not even 100% sure. So I think so. That's what I looked up online. So that's what I'm going to go with. But great game. I'm glad we held it at 4-0. That was a really good team. And we're tired and short staffed. So I'm happy with that. They kept that hustle up. So good job, good effort. And we will be back in the consolation game tomorrow at 12:55 p.m. Pacific time.